Excellent.
Hello, Tamoy. Thank you for coming. Oh my god, I'm a PNG today. I'm also really hot. And as you can see, a lot of us are in our goofy PNGs right now, and I've purposely hidden Lulu away. She's hidden behind Arsenal's massive fucking wings.
You know it, baby.
That's okay. You better keep me separated. You look so hot right now.
You better keep me separated.
Unholy.
Hello.
Back,
everyone.
woman, back.
Welcome to another episode. Thank you for the subscription, Arsenal. Anyone of your choice can now gain an inspiration. The only people lacking inspiration are yourself and Karma. Oh, and potentially a Corva. Oh, jeepers. Thank you for the sub, Link. I suppose there's someone else who can get an inspiration. Bong. But yeah.
Throw it at someone. I forget people's names.
I see how it is. You guys wait until I'm hot to sub to me, huh?
Listen,
oh, shit.
Tits, I'm sorry.
We're also really close to a hype train. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyways, welcome to the Roughworks Tavern for another tale of daring do, adventure, and today, a little bit of horror. Before we get into it, I would like to thank everybody for supporting my current goal, the fundraiser we're doing for 8-Bit's vet bills. She's sick right now. Stretch, thank you. Oh, yeah, my back. She's sick right now. We're looking to get her better. The vet has estimated it's going to be quite expensive, about 3,000 USD or 4,000 Canadian, as it were. So every little bit on the Ko-Fi helps immensely. We hit that hype train as Lulu is continuing her own gift sub. Wow, we hit the hype train. Holy shit, nice. Cool. Level 1 hype train. Let's go. Yeah, all the money right now from my Twitch, from my Ko-Fi, from just about everywhere is going towards helping 8-Bit get better, recover, figure out what was wrong with her in the first place, and to heal. We even have Gumi, who made a bunch of really cute emotes of me and 8-Bit, and then the other two cats, Pixel and Texel as well. I've put them all up in the art channel on my Discord server. You can see the whole set of 6 there, and you can also use them if you're a part of my Discord. That's not the command, it's this that's the command. So you can see them in the art channel there. They're all on the Discord. You might end up simping. You are more than welcome to. They're all on the Discord channel there. You're also going to get a lot of them here for free. I'm planning on making them all the free emotes. So when you're in here, you'll be able to use my cats as cutesy little things. Now, believe we actually did introductions last week, so I don't think we need to do them again.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then in that case, if you guys want to follow any of the lovely people in this campaign, you can find them all there. I've got a full house tonight, so it's going to be an interesting evening.
Look, one of those is me.
Yes, we're all together again.
Whee!
Last time on Last Stand, Ryan, go ahead and give us the recap.
Alright, so my notes are not the most organized this time, but it's okay, it's a short recap anyways. Alright, so last time on Last Stand, Morg was recalled after the report of what it really was reached Hammerhand. This created an interesting issue of where there was basically a shortage of food. People would only get a piece of toast and eggs, I believe, for food. Shade suggested getting the Inferno Rails running to deal with the issue, and a Hope on High campaign was mentioned as possibly containing valuable food supply to alleviate this issue. With this issue, it was rumored that rich merchants are rumored to be stocking up on food credits and jacking up their price and reselling them to people, and this has raised tensions between the gold and silver districts. We discussed the Fey rules, and some Fey details. So one thing to know is that domains are scattered all across the Feywild, sectioned off from from each other. They're usually ruled by an archfey or otherwise notable fey of some kind. Some of these fey may rule multiple domains. Breaking rules of fey will cause the environment to turn very violent on you. Each domain has a unique subset of rules, but a set of general rules are as follows. The hospitality rule: when a friend, enemy, or stranger enters your home, you are expected to be gracious and accommodating until they prove unworthy by actions or words. Rule of ownership, which basically states stealing is wrong, taking things without the owner's permission is wrong. Reciprocity: you must accept a gift and return a comparable value gift in return of some form. It could be a service or a physical object. And it doesn't have to be returned right away. It could happen later.
Did you
It's
say
very
of
useful
equal
to
or
know.
greater value?
No, similar value, comparable value.
Okay.
Very useful to know the unique rules of each domain, especially when it comes to finding loopholes in these rules. Worth noting, hags are powerful, but not powerful enough to overrule the rules of Archfey. However, the hag that we are currently dealing with may have control of the Queen of Summer Court, indirectly giving her control over any domains pledged to the Summer Court. Poison was brought up in front of the princess and everyone as they were eating, right before Karma said she wanted to check on Ropar. Karma brought this up as a possible idea to deal with Mama Broke Knuckle. Shade tried to contribute knowledge to this about Fey weakness, but the only thing he could come up with was Shade thinks his grandma was probably a hag, and he knows
All
nothing
right,
about Fey
come on,
personally.
Shade's grandma's a hag? Damn.
No,
That
I
was
went real low
that
on
was
my
the exact thing that River said. Your grandma was probably a hag.
That's a little rough.
bonks for all of you.
Ropar was indirectly listening via Sylphwing and was thinking back to his studies. He remembered that hags love the concept of destiny. Curses, things fated to be, they lair themselves in prophecy as a form of protection. Prophecies will always have an Achilles heel, though. Each hag will have some form of very unique weakness. A hero was able to run counterclockwise around a hag for 10 seconds, and it made her sick and vulnerable. Super specific weaknesses that are always strange. It's worth noting at this point that Mama Broke Knuckle is all about food.
So what I heard is we're baking her a special pie.
Ropar has advantage on reading the skin book. The skin book may contain details on Mama Broke Knuckle's weakness or how to achieve it.
So, you all...
I still got a little more. I got a
Oh,
little more.
Carry on.
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize. Carry on.
One thing that was brought up was, what was it? Mountain Breaker. Seems to have the Dwarven God Forge Master that was most popular for creating the Mountains of Kadrin, hiding rich wealth, and he created the Underdark.
Money.
At this point, after discussion, we figured Karma might be able to make a poison to defeat Mama Knuckle and use possibly her attachment to food as a way to deliver that poison. And then the last thing we did was we were trying to locate Rains on the Moon. We approached the leader of the scouts, Strondelver, and he did know some things about the Tabaxis. There was apparently a group of 5 Tabaxi. One was orange and black. One was Rains on the Moon. One had a white spear and sword, who was human. His name was Jack Marker. And then there was a pair of goblin twins. During discussion, we learned that scouts were escorting these Tabaxis to the Underdark. One of them died, and the other one was named Steelforge. He did come back, but he came back distorted. He seems to do very strange things, like walking backwards, talking in a very strange mannerism, not being able to be understood by others. And this is very clear signs that he was a victim of the Fae. During our exchange with Strawn Delver, we were offered maps of the Underdark and where the scout went missing, but we were in return expected to investigate the missing scout, who her name is Croc, or nickname is Croc, and she's an Emerald Dragonborn. All right.
God.
Keep it in your pants, dude.
Nothing.
Coughs.
Either way, is there anything else that you guys wanted to get done before it became time to go and interrogate your prisoner?
Oh.
For
If-
me, oh sorry.
Oh, no, you continue, please.
For me, actually, I changed my mind because last time I said I wanted to go with them. I think I just want to go study up on, like, if there is a library, like, aside from a big one that just burned down, if there was, like, another one that I can, like, study up on Fae, anything with poison.
There isn't. However, at this point, Gigi speaks up. Your Majesty, as you're all still in the Haymaker.
Yes, Gigi.
Karma's not the first person in your group to bring up wanting to visit a library. With the house's library burned down, you could issue a decree for the collection of certain books throughout the city and have them all brought to the house for safekeeping. Reestablish the library like that. Perhaps even offer additional rations or something to those who do to alleviate the loss of Morg.
Gigi, you're a genius.
Well, I'm not so certain, Your Majesty, as that would risk us running out of rations sooner, but it's an idea to start with at least.
Maybe something
It's a
else aside
party
from
for-
food.
Looks at the party for something smarter than just rations.
But yeah, Alice could very much decree that all the books in the city should be gathered up, which
Actually,
would create
I
another
was gonna-
library.
I was gonna ask, since Ryan brought it up in the recap, that you said that I could pass a law to stop the merchants from hoarding stuff, but I'm not really sure how to word that appropriately, but I think that we should also do that with my magical princess powers.
I would recommend, if anyone wants to help out Alice, now that you know that she's not actually a stateswoman and she's just some random person they picked off the street, anyone with IRL knowledge of history or, statescraft could assist Alice in that by Googling and looking up history, doing a bit of research, and then coming up with an idea. Because, yes, right now you have a bunch of war profiteers that are existing in the Gold-Silver District. And you remember that Braun, when he was accused of it, his family got wiped out entirely. So there is clearly some discrepancy, and some bad actors have now taken control of the city's economics, which is pretty devastating in a siege.
So, if someone wants to help me, I would like to try and figure out how to make the book thing work, and I would like to pass a law that they can't hoard food rations.
I guess I can help, but my history sucks ass.
Well, does
So we might
anyone
need
here have
someone else.
anyone here have the criminal background?
I
do.
I'm sure Ropar
Oh,
does, actually.
I heard someone say I do. You do, Ropar?
Ryan.
Yes.
Right.
yeah.
Well,
Rovar
shit.
has criminal history.
Damn, Ryan. With your criminal background, don't forget that means that you have a criminal contact somewhere in the city that you can call upon at any time to be able to start speaking with them. That is the whole capstone of your background, is that you've got an NPC contact who can fill you in on shit, what's going on in the underground and such like that. You, automatically being a criminal, you're familiar with scams and cons. Same for anyone with a charlatan background.
Me.
I got
Yep,
proficiency in mystery.
you do have the charlatan background, don't you?
Charlatan? What is that?
Yeah,
It's-
actually, I'm so surprised.
It's the
This wasn't
con
a red
artist.
flag.
Yeah,
It's
it's the con artist background.
Yeah.
Yuki literally
I
Yuki.
had it the whole time, and you guys were all there. Well, except for Leek and We're all there when River was like, you have to pick the Charlatan background, and I was like, I know exactly what that means.
I
And
told you that they
nobody
weren't going to pick
asked
up on it. Yeah, I told you that they weren't.
any questions.
Yuki was like, are you sure you should be saying that out loud? And I was like, no one's going to pick up on it.
You did it.
I don't know what it meant.
So, Yuki,
I
Alice,
didn't hear that.
Alice and
I don't recall ever
Ropar,
hearing that.
Alice and Ropar, the two of you involved in cons and the criminal underground, just can think of about 9 ways to cheat your ration system almost immediately. For instance, just claiming that you have more family members than you do, hiring people to be part of your family, claiming extra dependents, all sorts of stuff. Saying that you're sick and so you need more, meaning that then these people doing this are going to be able to hoard the rations and start selling them for an exorbitant price. Does anyone... Stella, actually. Stella, you have the noble background.
I do, yes.
Meaning that you are actually a stateswoman. You actually do have some understanding of politics and such like that.
Which means you can help me pass laws!
You would know one of the easiest ways around this without a check needed. But again, it might not be the best way in this situation. But one of the easiest ways around this would be simply passing a law banning the sale of food.
Oh, like, you can't sell your food or food rations?
Basically, but then that would piss off a lot of the merchants, and then you could have an uprising. Also not a thing you want in a siege. You have to...
Oh.
So, those of you with a military background, Leonidas...
I have
No,
the
I'm a
soldier
mercenary
background.
actually.
Wow.
You have a shade, sorry, what was that?
Shade's got the soldier background.
Yep, those of you with a military background who have been involved in sieges know that there is a very delicate balancing act that you need to do between the city's wealthy and the city's elite in order to keep everything running. If you kind of trend to...
It's a trickling effect.
Yeah, if you are too nice to one side and neglect the other, they rise up, and then morale suffers, and then you have a rebellion, and they throw open the gates to let the people that you're trying to keep out in, i.e. Mountain Breaker. So if you want to avoid that again, you do have to make some difficult moral decisions and some sacrifice, is what Leonidas and Shade would know. So with the several of your guys' backgrounds, you are all very, very, as a group, adept at navigating through a siege.
We all function as one singular statescraft person.
Wait, but I'm an
Wait, is
acolyte.
there for moral support?
Wait,
separately,
that's
we
funny.
are
Karma,
but
religion-
together, strong.
Religion is critical in these sort of situations. The people need hope. They need something to look up to and believe in. And Stand does not currently have an official recognized "this is our religion," meaning that
Oh
Alice,
my
you could always
God.
try to get on people's good side by converting to a religion and then getting active in it to appease the members of said religion.
No.
I was gonna say it's funny how it was like I was the princess, and then I'm like, "Sight guys, we are all the
We
princess. Please help me pass law."
We're the
You're the face.
That's so pretty.
We are the
together.
collective brain of the princess.
Yeah.
Oh, and just for my Twitch chat, I'm going to show you guys something really cool coming up for what I have planned for them tonight, because I did promise that there would be some combat tonight. And Fantasy Grounds has a lot of cool map-making tools, so I kind of went ham, and you'll see animation on tonight's map. So this is where they're going to be tonight in Twitch chat. You guys can look right now, too, because this is a street that you're all familiar with. You can look at it on the Twitch. I don't have anything pulled up that would be spoilers. But I hope that you like the animated fog effect that I set up.
Ooh.
That's very cool.
Yep, I can do all sorts of other
From everyone.
We're going
neat
to
stuff.
Silent Hill. Zoom.
Oh my god, I'm upside down. I just realized.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, you're upside down. You and Minnie, I put upside down on here.
It's for bats.
And I put Mox this way he'd be suspended by Rhea's feet anytime she speaks.
So I see he's sitting on my feet.
Yep.
I'm
But-
just hanging upside down because I am back.
But yeah, so there's all sorts of different stuff that you can pass during that. I highly recommend
Zubies.
using the group chat.
Oh, I get that.
Using the group chat during downtime to share links and resources. A lot of you have already said that you like to talk about this game during your downtime, so I would recommend doing so in
As a
the group chat. Just share what you're thinking about certain stuff, and then everyone can talk about it. And we'll say that these conversations, if you roleplay them in character, as long as you're roleplaying that they're in character, then they're happening in character. Hey, Stargazer! Thank you so much for coming by. Right Jack at you. Thank you so much. As you can see, I'm a lady today. Happy April Fools. All right.
April Fools.
For those of you who don't know, my name is River the Bard. I am a D&D VTuber who focuses on a lot of TTRPGs as well as variety content. Today we're playing Chiisana's Last Stand, a desperate struggle of a city under siege by the Underdark. Last session, the players found out that their princess is not actually the heir to the throne, but instead some random person the military propped up as a way of still having hope. And that princess is played by the amazing Yuki Rose. If you wanted to check out the lovely cast members of Last Stand, you can check them there, as well as the group Chiisana. You can check that right there. All right, guys. Where were we? What are you up to?
We're
We talked
making
about...
rules.
Yes. Did you want to work on that for a little bit? Talk about what you want to do? Okay, yeah, talk about your statescraft, the laws you're going to pass to try to keep the city together.
Somebody help me win.
And
Although, okay, so I was thinking, I think right now our priority should be making sure the poor people don't revolt against us, because it already has
Because
kind of
the
happened.
rich people ain't
already
finna
were,
do nothing.
They were already kind of, upsetted last time we were in the poorer districts of Stand.
Correct.
They were looking at you funny. Actually, no, they were looking at Stella dressed as you funny. So I think a good step would be banning the sell of rations. I think that's a bit bad.
Well, counter idea, because River said that might make the merchants revolt. What if
Yeah.
you made it so that they can only sell, like, are they like tickets, or how does it work, River? Meal
So,
tickets?
no, what's basically happening is every day at 10th bell, every district opens up a soup kitchen, and they get their daily,
So they get like a piece of bread and like
they
an
get
egg
their
or
daily
something?
fill of Malorg. Now, without Malorg, everybody today, because it just got recalled, has found out that they were given a single egg and a single piece of toast per person in their household. So the whole city's not going to be exactly happy, and that's largely Hammerhand's fault. Military commander of some renown he may be, he's not great at keeping the people pacified. That's more General Maple Brew's job, and it's clear that with the division right now between Hammerhand and Maple Brew, thanks to your guys' efforts...
What do you mean? We did not.
I'm not apologizing.
I'm not apologizing.
I'm not apologizing. Fuck you.
The
Maple Brew.
group, this didn't get crowdsourced before Hammerhand decreed it, because this would have been a terrible idea. It's not going to cause a revolution, just only them finding out this today, but it's definitely going to piss off and lower everybody in the city's spirits by a lot.
So, are you telling me that, like, someone's going up there and they're like, I have 82 kids and I'm really sick, and they take, like, all the bread and then they sell the, like, pieces of bread?
More like, hey, pal, I'll give you this copper piece if you, give me your egg. And then that, like, person gives out 10 copper pieces and then has a total of 10 extra eggs that they then sell for 1 gold each.
Oh.
And they sell it to the
Okay,
rich
see,
folk.
I was thinking that different. My counter offer is no longer valid.
I mean, they also could be showing up and being like, hey, yeah, I've got 82 kids.
Yeah.
It'd have to be
thinking,
believable,
like,
but there's all sorts of ways to
Yeah.
scam this system.
I for some reason thought, like, they were getting like meal tickets and then selling the meal ticket.
No, it's not.
And
It's
then
not
I was
a.
gonna be like,
Well, you could
what if we
establish a
limit
meal
that?
ticket system. You could establish a meal ticket system if that's something that you guys wanted. Right now, it's legitimately just people are showing up. Again, remember that
yeah.
it's Hammerhand who came up with all of these policies, and Hammerhand has been like relying on Alice's. Well, Hammerhand's the one who came up with the Alice idea.
Hammerhand may not be the brightest bulb in the socket.
He's a military
But I'm the
officer.
best
He understands what can
princess.
keep people alive, not what will keep the people happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A meal
like,
ticket
you can
system
live
could
off-
be really good though. Like, bring
Wouldn't
all
that
your
make
kids.
it easier to just like straight up sell the ticket?
Yeah.
No, they can only get one a day.
But
Yeah,
then
like,
they
it
can
would
lie
be,
about
like,
why
and
they're
then, like, they
eligible. They can lie why they're eligible for that ticket.
Yeah.
Isn't it? No, well, everybody gets one ticket, don't they? Everyone has to.
Yeah,
to
which
eat.
you can buy a ticket from somebody else.
No, but then they how would they get
Well,
more
then the
tickets?
system
Because
has
every
to be
person would have to show up to
redeeming
get
one
the
ticket a
ticket.
day. Then
Yes, you get one
Yeah.
ticket a day. You go redeem that ticket.
Yeah,
then
like
you can't
get
you
more than
cannot
one
redeem
meal.
more than one ticket. You have to
One,
make that
yeah,
clear.
you cannot
otherwise-
redeem more than one meal voucher.
You have to
per
maybe like
person.
you have to every person collecting a meal has to be present.
You'd also be creating job opportunities with that as well. Remember that I did say
Yeah.
that Iron and Bronze District are just filled with poor people that have no work to do.
And that would make work.
It would be
Look at
work,
us,
it would
building
be,
an economy.
It would be good for like the people who cannot work military or forge jobs right now, which are like the only things that exist in Stand for employment. So you'd be creating
I want meal tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be creating people who would have to produce, verify, set up the meal tickets, check them, things like that. And the city
Log
coffer,
who comes in and stuff.
Yeah, the city coffers, though, they might not be able to support that, but if you found a way to involve the rich people in setting up this policy, then you might be able to get away with this while playing both sides and come out on top.
I want to do that.
Well, how do you
Look
involve
at
the
us
rich
go.
folk, then?
How do
we get
we
the rich
involve
folk
rich
in?
people?
Hey, one of y'all's a fancy lady.
We
Well,
don't
uh,
fuck them
Bella's a
kids.
noble, yes.
Ink and
Yeah.
paper aren't exactly,
Yeah,
easily commodities at the moment. I
Mm.
imagine some of the higher end folk probably have a fair amount of ink and or paper, so that causes need to buy from them to create
Which
them
makes
the
them
jobs.
money, which they would love.
Rich people, guess what? Love getting more money.
So start creating jobs that need iron and copper district to come together to create the vouchers, verify the vouchers, make sure that the vouchers are picked up, and maybe put a system in place to either reuse and or verify the next line of vouchers, just to start creating jobs. And then for the rich people, for the higher end people, supplies need to be bought, which people would assume they would at least have access to more supplies, or at least higher end supplies.
So the only thing and I'm going to help you with this policy, but I'm not going to help you with policies in the future. The only flaw I'm seeing all this in now is that this is a huge tax on the city's wealth and the city's coffers. It's going to be very expensive to buy all those supplies, keep everything running, and hire all those people. How are you guys going to make up that deficit? How are you going to make that money?
Don't I have copious amounts of dollars? Can I donate to the treasury of the city or something?
Yeah, but we don't want to run the city dry.
Yeah, you do have your own money that you could put in, but the thing is that this is going to be a constant expense. It's not a one-time...
Okay.
Until we address the issue at its root.
Which is getting more food
Well,
for the city in general.
Yeah. Which the
wouldn't
goal.
be-
So the idea is that this isn't a permanent solution.
This is a temporary thing until
Yeah.
food becomes less scarce, which we are going to go fix now, I think.
I thought that was the whole plan. Right?
No, we're just going to the Feywild.
I don't know,
Yeah.
we could try and
we're
approach
going
the...
into the Underdark first.
Yeah.
Huh?
Which was
Okay.
where the scout was getting food, right? Question mark?
No,
That
the scout was
a-
going to with the people to go to the Feywild. Were they not?
No,
to the portal of the Feywild?
What?
first there was.
Wasn't
the
there something
scouts.
about some like Devil Road, some like
Yeah,
evil
the
Inferno
hell?
Railroad.
The
Railroad.
Inferno Rails. But we don't have any actual clues as to where that might be. Simply that it's very, very far deep underground. More than likely, probably the Underdark.
So what we're trying to do right now is
I have a question.
reclaim
I have
a
an answer.
reserve of like stock that was lost to the Underdark, but we don't know where that shit is.
Okay,
I
that's
think.
what I thought we were doing.
What did I call that fort again? I forget what I had called it. Does anyone remember?
Hope on High.
Hope on High,
Hope on
yes. Yeah, Hope on High would have basically, if you can get to it, it's not actually super far from Stand. The problem is it's behind the bulk of the Underdark's forces. So you would have to find a way to get through these narrow tunnels filled with drow, horrors, and Dwergar, deep gnomes, all sorts of stuff. You'd have to find a way to push your way through. No, Akorva, you've never heard about Inferno Rails.
Play. Thank you.
So that's the problem with Hope on High. It's not that it's far, it's actually not. It was the city's closest outpost and fort. Basically an emergency stockpile, because Kadron always expected, like, invasion and attacks to come from outside the mountain, not directly beneath them. So it's a great fort and stockhouse full of shit that, like, the Underdark, the people who overran it, wouldn't take or use. Like drow and drow, Dwergar and such, they don't eat the same things as the citizens of Stand and the Kadron would. They have their own diet, mostly supported by mushrooms and creatures of the Underdark, meaning that a lot of that food is probably still there, preserved under lock and key.
So would that fix that issue then?
Yeah,
temporarily.
No. If you guys got onto Hope on High, the scouts from when you were looking through and talking to them, they theorized that like Hope on High has enough supplies that the city could withstand another 2 years of siege.
Okay, cool. So then that's the plan.
Hey, what if we said fuck the Feywild and we go do that?
Alice, you suddenly hear a howling in the distance, as if a dog just howled at the moon.
Okay.
Werewolves?
It's strange, though. No one else heard it but you.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey guys, remember when I said that I was gonna run?
You're not. Nope.
That might be
Put
the
on a
time to
backpack
boogie on.
leash.
Time to
Well, okay,
scoot boogie right on out of here.
Regardless, okay. Trying to.
I guess
We
it's
definitely
Feywild
do. We
first.
definitely do need to alleviate the food issue, which is probably going to be temporarily at least, which is probably going to be our most pressing matter, given that Malorg was just recalled. Though gaining information in general on the Feywild and at least discovering where that portal is.
I will let you know, City Command, from what Gigi said, is already trying to formulate a plan to get to Hope on High. Meaning, you can focus on the Feywild stuff and know that the city is working on prepping a Hope on High assault.
Yeah, like getting both of these things done is probably very good. We don't want rogue portals to other planes.
Nor some creepy fucking hag doing weird shit to our city.
Yep, and considering we've all eaten the partial bits of a liver of an archfey, city's probably not gonna look great, with creepy fey magic lady.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so I guess the main goal at the moment is to temporarily alleviate the issue. So we're setting up a system of accountability and monitoring, giving people jobs to overlook it. Maybe we can also have penalties in place for people lying, stealing, or hoarding these food tickets.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea to also have a punishing system up.
Accountability.
It could be an incentivization system where people who are honest and cooperative that come forward and report fraud might get rewarded.
Oh,
yeah,
like
that's a great way to motivate people, actually.
We reward those snitching on people hoarding food by giving them more
Yep.
As
food.
to appeal to the rich, we could tell them that, with this ongoing food shortage, the stability of stands and economic growth is very poor at the moment, but if they help stabilize it, there's definitely profit to be had in the future if they help us.
Guys, I think I've got a plan to fix everything.
Mhm.
We leave.
We eat the rich.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Long
I mean-
pig.
We
I'm
did
in.
find out how to cook
We
people.
do have a cooking recipe for long pig.
Have any of
I
them
don't
been to the
I think
Feywild?
we should.
You guys need to cook people.
You guys need to
I mean, we have
Well,
a
I
cooking
mean,
recipe for it.
We should not.
Hi, I'm
Listen,
Robar
haha, funny
Ripple. I'll be
jokes.
your chef this evening.
The new Gordon Ramsay, bro.
I'll take their bones.
No bones. No eating the rich.
Long
we can-
pig bone
Just
soup,
use the
bro.
knuckles as dice.
Oh, I just want the no. Just don't use the
That's a-
bones. I'll take the bones.
Oh, I want the knuckles for dice.
No,
You- okay,
they're
you can
not.
keep
They're not me.
those.
No, they're the
me,
tiny
share.
bones.
Me
Yeah?
share.
Share. I want bones. I want to make a cool sword.
Okay.
Yes.
So how do I see how much money I have in my pocket?
No,
In your inventory.
Is it the GP?
Yep, that's how
Yeah,
much
the
gold.
GP.
Okay.
10 copper goes
It's
into
also
1
worth
silver.
noting that we have a lot
It's
of
also party fund. Yes.
funding. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not taking from the
In the
party,
party
fund.
sheet,
Um,
inventory
how-
party sheet, you can see we have a lot of money in there.
that's for our. That's for our
Yeah,
hut.
I know.
That's
I'm aware.
for this hut. Yeah, that's
But,
a lot of money.
It
That's
can
a
be
lot
for
of
other
money.
things too.
That's a lot of money. It's for you make the house nice. The beam fell on my
Sorry,
head.
I'm not a bottom. If it can be used for like governmental like issues that we need to solve right now, that could be also useful.
How much dollar dues makes someone not complain at me? Looks at River.
For what?
You said that it was kind of like a hefty. How much for like I throw in as like a small investment to get it started?
You wouldn't need to. The city does have small investment funds. It's the long-term feasibility of constantly paying these people and buying the supplies that you'd be looking at. If you wanted to pay them fair wages, you'd be looking at about like 500 extra gold pieces every 10 days.
Every 10 days?
Yeah, because with what you described, you're buying goods that are rare from merchants who are currently price gouging as a note. So even the government's going to get price gouged on that unless you find an incentive to get them to not do that. You are now setting up your guys' policing service is going to need to be able to take those reports in, and you wanted to hire a bunch of people to begin work on that, and you want to pay them fair wages, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
So you're looking at about
the
500
next
gold
issue to
pieces every
solve-
10-day cost right now, because there you haven't thought of a way to earn an income or money off of this. As a note, getting to Hope on High also fixes that issue, as there is a treasury there. Hope on High, for those of you who know, I'm surprised no one's rolled a history check on what Hope on High is, because I've talked about it a few times, but I haven't actually described to you where or what
First
it
time
is
I heard of it.
or what it's like.
Last session.
Someone roll a history check now.
Oh yeah, I only brought it up last session, but no one took a chance to roll a history to know what Hope on High
I'll roll a
is.
history
I am
do it.
check.
dumb as a brick, and I don't have proficiency in history.
Yeah, my.
I do.
Somebody's gonna have to do that.
I
for
want to
me.
roll a history check
Okay, go.
I have
River.
proficiency in.
with my -1 to intelligence.
I have plus 5.
How do I
on
roll?
history.
I don't know how
I
to
have
roll, so someone else
proficiency,
do
but I
it.
have a +1.
Okay.
I
Well,
mean,
Ryan should
Ropar's got
obviously do it.
+5.
Ryan, go. Go.
Yeah.
Who wants to
Yeah.
help me?
Go.
I
I'm
will
sure
do
we
the
can-
help
We could
action.
we could brainstorm.
You have advantage. I hear someone taking the help action.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
we're
take it.
brainstorming.
With help from a drow, which maybe should help.
Hope on High is a massive fort / monastery / treasure vault built into the side of the mountain. Getting things from one side of the mountain to the other has always been difficult. And as I have said before, Stand is kind of out in the ass end of what used to be Cadron. It is the place where people's military careers went to go to die. Now, the reason why they needed a military here was because of Hope on High. What Hope on High did is it would extract the local ores and supplies from the area, and it would fly them via balloon to the other essential cliff face ports around the mountains. Now, there had been talk about attempting to use some of those balloons to escape, but the Drow did destroy all of them in their retreat. There's not enough supplies in Stand to build a balloon, nor would there be any point of doing so. You wouldn't be able to get everybody in Stand out that way any longer. The Drow have cut off all the way to it, but the Drow and most other denizens of the Underdark are incapable of occupying the fort for any serious amount of time, thanks to the fact that it is built on the outside of the mountain, directly in sunlight. In addition, the Artificers Guild, quite some time ago, to prevent attacks from the Underdark, created small... it's hard to explain it. I don't want to say the word artificial sun, but basically, at nighttime, that thing from an internal power source lights up, creating, well, artificial sunlight. It just is a huge beacon, meaning that creatures from the Underdark can't get to it very easily.
It's a big-ass floodlight.
Basically. And as such, the fort isn't exactly something that the Underdark actually want. They just wanted to cut off your guys' access to it. To show an idea of what Hope on High looks like right now,